Mama, this is going to be a couple sections for the vlog this week. It's so dark in here. Sorry, my house is very dark, and right now I'm very, very tired. Daylight savings time did a number on everybody. It's even worse for people who are immunosuppressed because, we just got our body in a rhythm, and now you messed it all up. Turns out I'm allergic to sulfa medications. Bactrim was the one I was on to make sure I didn't get infections when I first started my immunosuppressants. And I broke out into hives within 5 days. So it was a delayed response, but it was still a response. I was definitely allergic. Now, I'm sorry, I'm rocking in my dad's old chair because we got a hand-me-down. It's a new chair. It's stiffer, so we can actually stand up better. So I called dibs on his old chair. But basically, there's no direct relationship between being allergic to sulfa medications and foods with sulfites. However, they have found that there seems to be a correlation that people who are allergic to sulfas tend to have a sensitivity to sulfites. So, needless to say, a lot of my up and down with my facial swelling, I finally figured out what it was. Sulfites. I thought I was getting allergic to shrimp. Turns out frozen shrimp, cocktail shrimp, has a lot of sulfites. I like eating bacon, egg, and cheeses, but anytime I eat eggs, it's insanely painful. Sometimes I get I don't have a gallbladder. I had gallstones, it was removed. But I get phantom gallbladder pain. Because, you still have ducts and everything there. It's just the sac is not there. So, guess what there's a lot of in eggs? High amounts of sulfur. I can have cooked onions, but raw onions really destroy my stomach. Why? Because raw onions have a lot of sulfur. I had the very bad phantom gallbladder pain a few days ago. I realized I ate egg noodles. I love egg noodles. Sometimes I'll sit there, be cooking egg noodles, and eat the raw egg noodles. I always did this since I was a kid. I used to eat raw pasta as a snack. So, yeah. So guess what's used a lot in egg noodles more than any other pasta? Egg yolks. Guess where all the sulfur is in eggs? In the yolk. Guess where all the flavor is in the eggs? In the yolk. So, I have a dilemma. But it's a no-brainer. I have to cut the eggs out. Not even all eggs. It's really just, high level of straight eggs. If there's, nothing else that helps push it through the system. My mom will make me scrambled eggs with, mushrooms and scallions and all this other stuff in it where the eggs is essentially just a glue. I'm fine with that. Not if it's a straight scrambled egg. It makes me sad. Because I'm a New Yorker. And the best breakfast in New York City, New York, doesn't matter. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a Kaiser roll. With black pepper, all greasy. Oh, it's so good. And you got to get it from a real deli. Okay? Not just Dunkin' Donuts. That's not the same thing. No, real deli. It'll destroy my stomach for 2 days. So worth it. But that's something I'm dealing with now. At least we realized what the problem was. And, oh, by the way, this sulfite sensitivity not only causes facial swelling, but also joint pain, particularly in the wrists, for some reason. I don't know why. Insomnia. So, guess what I've not been doing for the past, week and a half? Not falling asleep before 3 a.m., that's for certain. And, what was the other thing that I was experiencing? It's probably from there. Oh, brain fog is another one. High amounts of sulfur in your system causes brain fog. There was something else that was, bothering me. I don't remember what it was. I wrote it all down. But, also, Friday, it's Lent, so I have to eat fish, not eat meat on Fridays. And I make a special sauce. It's, sweet relish with mayonnaise and ketchup. Very simple, very delicious. What's mayonnaise made out of? Eggs. I'm getting very sad thinking about this. But anyway, so that's my dietary issues this week. I'm sure I'll give you some more issues that I remember this week. But that's another step in the mama journey of autoimmune problems. Is once you have an autoimmune problem, you start getting all these other problems. You start getting a whole bunch of problems as you age. I'm 34. I feel 64. Physically, not mentally. Definitely not mentally. But, so once you have one thing, it just compounds onto other things or exasperates things that were there that you didn't know you had, and now you know you had. So I had autoimmune, which caused the fibro. Now that the fibro's chilled out, I'm discovering like similar symptoms, but they're different, and I couldn't figure out why. Now I know why. Turns out I have sensitivity to sulfites. I'm allergic to sulfa, and I was a healthy child, very healthy child, active, running amok, and I'm just so tired today. I hurt, and the thing is you just gotta take it one day at a time. Take in all your symptoms, acknowledge that they're happening, figure out what could be the root cause, and this can take weeks and months to figure out. And it's got to be done by process elimination. Okay, we took care of that one problem. Now what's the next problem? So autoimmune problem, I'm on the medications for that, and I get very specific pain locations here, throughout the sinuses, specifically for that. That hasn't been happening, so it's not that. Fibromyalgia. This pain is not that electrical burning sensation like you get with nerve pain. I'm on the gabapentin. All that's calmed down, so it couldn't be that. But now I got all this pain again, but it's different. How is it different? It's very solid, it's very sore, and it fluctuates. And I noticed the correlation between when I was eating and then hours later, because I always eat late. Well, later in the day, because my day just happens later, because I have an afternoon evening job. So take your day, adjust it by 4 hours. That's my day. So by the time it's bedtime, that's when I'm in pain. Why am I in pain by bedtime? Thought maybe I was doing too much at work, so I actually did less at work. That made me feel worse. So you really have to be somewhat strategic and try to figure out through process of elimination, and it is a process, and you really have to think hard and be very critical thinking and think logically, not let your emotions get the best of you. A lot of times people who don't have some sort of background in medicine or anatomy or biology or anything like that, it's a lot harder. You have to do it with a doctor. And that actually makes it take longer because you have to constantly get appointments and correlate with your doctor. I always had a thing for biology, and I was a lifeguard. I learned first aid, EMT. I learned basic medicine, emergency medicine. And from there, I, just like whatever I think I had, I just started reading up on it, like to just naturally just absorb medicinal information. So a lot of my symptoms and aggravations and diagnoses I've learned on my own. And I just needed to go to a doctor and be like, this is my laundry list of problems. This is my laundry list of things I did to try to fix those problems. Due to this list and this list, this is what I think I have, and this is what I need your help with. Some doctors really appreciate when you are thorough like that. Other doctors sometimes have a God complex and they want to run all the tests. And then there are other doctors that are right in between. Those are usually better doctors. Because they're not going to 100% let you make the determinations on your own health, because you could be wrong. That's the thing, is a lot of people are like, oh, it has to be this because I have this, this, and this, and my friend has this, and they do this. And no, you could 100% be wrong. Let the doctor run a few tests, okay? Don't get upset if the doctor says you might be wrong. Would you rather feel like you're right or actually find out the problem and solve it. Yeah. So don't feel offended if a doctor says, you know what, let's run some confirming tests, even if you're so certain you know what it is. There's always a chance you could be wrong. I thought for like 2 months I might have cancer because of the autoimmune thing. Oh no, it was autoimmune. And then I was like, between the two autoimmunes, which one's worse? And I always pick the worst one, of course. And I have a deadly one, but it's not as bad as I thought. Well, I gotta go now.